Hello, everybody. We've got two hearings set for today. We're going to have the variance hearings first and then code enforcement second. So if you're here for either of those, you're in the right place. But we're going to go to the variance hearings first. Welcome to the City of Madeira Beach variance/special exception use special magistrate hearing. My name is Bart Valdez, and I'm the appointed special magistrate to hear today's cases. I'm a practicing attorney and have been a member of the Florida Bar for over 20 years. I've been appointed to this position in accordance and with the authority set forth under Florida law and the City of Madeira Beach Code of Ordinances. It is my role to fairly and objectively review the matters presented today in these variance requests. As such, I would like to advise you of certain matters related to today's proceedings. Today's matters will be heard in the order that they appear on the agenda. At this time, I have read and reviewed the application with all attachments, any written submissions by anyone having an interest, any timely submitted written objections, and the materials provided by the city staff. In all cases, the hearing will be conducted in the following order. We will confirm that proper public notice has been provided. The city will present its case and staff report, and the applicant may ask questions of the city's representative. The applicant will present his or her case supported by witnesses and evidence, and the city may cross-examine each witness. Public comment will be only solicited or received from parties directly affected by the variance. Individuals testifying do not have the right to cross-examine the parties. All public comment shall be limited to 3 minutes per person. Then public participation will be closed. I will deliberate and then make a decision to grant or deny each variance requested in the application. Formal rules of evidence do not apply to this proceeding. However, I will exert every effort to ensure that fundamental fairness is afforded to all parties. After my decision today, I will issue an order. The order will be reduced to writing, and the applicant will be provided with a copy by mail. Therefore, please make sure that we have your current address. Additionally, you are advised that I do not have the authority to grant you a building permit. You must still obtain a building permit for any work you intend to do on your property. If you wish to present any information to me today, it is necessary that you swear or affirm that you will tell the truth. Therefore, in just a moment, I'm going to ask that the city attorney administer the oath and swear any witnesses. If you expect to talk to me today during the hearing on your variance, then you will need to rise and be sworn. This includes any members of the public who are directly affected by the variance and may wish to provide public comment. Go ahead and swear everybody in, Mr. Trask.
Yes. Anyone that's going to speak today, if you could stand up, raise your right hand, and be sworn under oath. Swear that the testimony you're about to give is going to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I didn't hear anybody say yes. Thank you. All right.
All right. The first matter we have today is VAR 2022-03 for the property located at 13321 Boca Ciega Avenue. Is the city ready to proceed?
Yes, we are.
Go ahead, Mr. Trask.
Jenny, are you handling this then?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I would call Jenny Rowan to provide the staff report on the application.
Okay. We'll go through the staff report, which is located on page 11 through 13 of your packet. The request is a variance request for a conversion of a non-conforming carport to use as an occupied space. The attached garage is a non-conforming structure due to a 2.5-foot encroachment onto the side yard setback. Section 110-206, subsection 3 states that for a single-family lot less than 50 feet wide, they may reduce the total side setback to 10 feet with a minimum of 5 feet on either side. The existing side setback of the attached garage is 2.5 feet from the property line. This home was built in 1945 based on the Pinellas County property appraiser, which predates the local zoning code. Therefore, this structure is a legally non-conforming structure. In Section 110-93, subsection 3, our code, the non-conforming structures, that any addition, alteration, or renovation to the structure shall not increase the degree of nonconformity or result in the conversion of a nonconforming carport, garage, screen enclosure, patio roof, storage area, or other non-habitable area into habitable area unless specifically approved by the special magistrate. So now I will go through all the criteria, the analysis, and finding. 1, that the use is a permitted use. Staff's findings. The conversion of the garage into living space is a permitted use in the R2 low-density multifamily residential zoning district. pending the approval of the conversion by the special magistrate. Criteria 2, that the conversion area is so designed, located, and proposed to be operated that the public health, safety, welfare, and convenience will be protected. Staff's findings, the proposed conversion area would protect health, safety, welfare, and convenience. Criteria 3, that the converted area will not cause substantial injury to the value of other properties in the neighborhood where it is located. The findings, the converted garage is 2.5 feet from complying with the R2 side setback requirements. This conversion would not negatively affect the value of surrounding properties in the neighborhood. Criteria 4, that the structure with converted area will be compatible with adjoining development and the proposed character of the district where it is located. Staff's findings, the conversion of the attached garage would not alter the footprint of the structure, and the structure is compatible with the R2 zoning district. Criteria 5, that adequate landscaping and screening is provided as required in the land development regulations, mitigate anticipated impact upon adjoining properties. Staff's findings, the landscape and screening is adequate. Criteria 6, that the minimum off-street parking to meet code requirements remains after conversion. Staff's findings, this conversion would not violate the minimum amount of off-street parking required for a single-family home, just 2 parking spaces. Criteria 7, that the use conforms to all applicable regulations governing the district where located, except as may otherwise be specified in this variance. Staff's findings, converting the proposed attached garage into living space would conform to all applicable regulations in the district. Criteria 8, the conversion of use to the specified area will not grant to the land more privilege than the best use available in a zone where that special exception use would be a principal permitted use. Staff's findings is the conversion of the garage would not grant more privileges than the best use available in the R2 zoning district. And the last criteria, no application for variance use shall be considered by the special magistrate until the applicant has paid in full any outstanding charges, fees, interest, fine, or penalties owed to the city by the applicant or owner or possessor of the properties under any section of the code. Staff's findings, there are no outstanding fees owed to the city. And the staff's recommendation is we recommend approval of variance 2022-03 to allow the conversion of the existing legally non-conforming attached garage into habitable space.
Thank you, Jenny. I've got a few additional questions. In the agenda packet, starting at page 3, is the application for this variance. Can you take a look at that and confirm that the
Yeah.
application is pages 3 through
10?
10? Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. In addition to that, starting at page 14, there was a public notice to special magistrate, variance hearing, and a notice of intent to be an affected party that was mailed.
Yes, that is correct. That is on page 14 and 15 of the packet.
Okay, and who was it mailed to?
This was mailed to all addresses within 300 feet, and on page 18, 19, and 20, you can see all of the addresses that this notice was mailed to.
Okay, and in fact, the city did receive a couple of written correspondence, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. We received 2.
And one was from Victoria Anthony, a notice of intent to be an affected party?
Yes.
Okay. And that document, which we've given to the special magistrate today, it says just to approve this variance. Is Ms. Anthony here? No. So in addition to that, you received one other document or one other email on this application?
Yes, I did. And the email that we received was asking to approve this variance, and she was also in the affected party list listed on page 19.
And that's from the property owner, Helen A. Price?
Yes, at 13319 Boca Ciega Avenue.
Okay. In addition to the notice being mailed, did you also have the notice posted?
Yes, we did.
And where did you post that?
On page 21, you can see the posting at City Hall. Page 22, you can see the posting at the library. And then we also posted the property, so you can see on page 23 of the packet. We also posted this online, the application.
Okay. And other than the two pieces of documentation that have been received, has there been any other contact from any property owner, either for or against this application that you're aware of?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Thank you. At this point, we would tender into evidence pages 3 through, sorry, I got to get to that last page again, 23 of the packet, as well as the email from Ms. Price and the notice of intent to be an affected party from Ms. Anthony. We'd move it into evidence.
All right, I will accept all of that into evidence as exhibit number 1.
Have no other questions of Ms. Rowan and no other witnesses for the city either.
All right. Is the applicant here? Anybody on behalf of the applicant? All right, which one of you wants to come forward? Or both of you can come forward. All right. You can stand right there at the podium. I'm going to give you a chance in a few minutes to tell me anything you want to tell me about your application. This is your opportunity, however, to ask Ms. Rowan any questions about her testimony. As you heard, she's recommending approval, so you may not have any questions for her. But this is your opportunity to have due process and ask her any questions. So do you want to ask her any questions or just wait to tell me whatever you want to tell me in a few minutes?
I just wanted to say one thing, and that was, we're not converting the carport part, just the garage. Okay, I just want to make sure I heard that right. Okay. That was-
All right. Anything else you want to ask Ms. Rowan?
Do have something written from Helen Price.
Can you step up to the microphone? We're not catching you.
I do have something written by Helen Price.
All right, I'm going to let you read that in just a moment, okay?
Okay.
But no more questions from Ms. Rowan?
No.
All right, excellent. Mr. Trask, do you have any redirect or any follow-up?
No, thank you.
You have any more witnesses, Mr. Trask?
No, sir.
All righty. This is your opportunity to tell me whatever you want to tell me. So start by giving me your full name.
It's Stephanie DiTrelisi.
And Stephanie, I know it's written on the application, but I just want to make sure I've got it.
DiTerlizzi.
Excellent. All right, ma'am, what is it you'd like to share with me about this application?
Nothing, just what she had said, so.
All right, and I understand the two people that have provided comment are both in support of your variance. So anything else you'd like to tell me?
Just thank you.
All right, thank you very much. You guys can go ahead and have a seat. This is the portion of the hearing where any members of the public who are affected by this variance can come forward and tell me anything they want to tell me about the variance. So any members of the public that want to provide public comment on variance 2022-03 for the property located at 13321 Boca Ciega Avenue, please come forward. Seeing no one coming up to the microphone, we'll go ahead and close the public comment. Mr. Trask, is there anything else you want to tell me on this one?
No, staff recommendation is for approval.
All right, based upon the staff report and the evidence before me, as well as the fact that the two affected parties have provided written comments approving of or asking that I approve the variance, as well as the testimony of the owner, I'm going to go ahead and approve the variance. So you guys will get an order in the mail approving the variance. As I said at the beginning, I still can't give you a building permit, so you're still going to need to work with the city to get your building permit, but your variance is approved. Thank you. And you guys are welcome to stick around, or you can leave, because that concludes the variance hearing. All right, everyone, welcome to the City of Madeira Beach Code Enforcement Hearing. Again, my name is Bart Valdez. I'm the appointed special magistrate to hear today's cases. I'm a practicing attorney and have been a member of the Florida Bar for over 20 years. I've been appointed to this position in accordance and with the authority set forth in Chapter 162 Florida statutes. It is my role to fairly and objectively review the matters presented. As such, I would like to advise you of certain matters related to today's proceedings. Today's matters will be heard in the order that they appear on the agenda. Every effort will be made to hear all persons having relevant evidence, argument, or comments to offer related to the specific case that is being heard. If you wish to speak today, it is necessary that you be sworn in by the city attorney. In all cases, since the city has the burden of proof, the city will present its case first. The respondent or property owner then will be given the opportunity to refute the city's allegations. Formal rules of evidence do not apply to this proceeding. However, I will exert every effort to ensure that fundamental fairness is afforded to all parties. After hearing all relevant evidence, I will issue an order. The order will be reduced to writing, and you will be provided with a copy by mail. Additionally, you are advised that I do not have the authority to grant you a variance, permit, or special exception of any kind. My role is solely to determine whether a city code has been violated and to provide you a reasonable time to correct the violation by whatever means is available to you. Please be advised that you may be subject to a fine and a lien may be recorded on your property if the violation is not corrected by the compliance deadline. If you wish to present any information to me today, it is necessary that you swear or affirm that you will tell the truth. Therefore, at this time, if there's anyone here on the code enforcement hearing that has not already been sworn, please stand up so the city attorney can swear you in. All right, so everybody out here that's going to testify has been sworn. All right, the first case I have on the docket is case number CE-21-0062 for the property located at 699 Pruitt Drive. Is the city ready to proceed?
We are.
Go ahead, Mr. Trask.
Calls our witness today, Deputy Moran. Deputy, if you could state your job responsibilities here at the city.
Part of my responsibilities is to enforce the short-term rental violations within the city and other various codes.
The property located at 699 Pruitt Drive is here on the agenda today. Is this a case that is being brought as a proactive enforcement, or was this a complaint?
This is a complaint.
Okay, and what was the complaint that you received on this property?
I received a complaint from another neighbor on Pruitt who advised that the property is being used as a short-term rental.
Okay, who's the owner of this property and how do you know it?
Well, currently, it's, this is Dandino, Constance Dandino, and that is reflected in the property appraiser's report.
Okay, and that's listed in the agenda packets at pages 24 through 26, is that correct?
That's correct.
And what does the tax collector reflect as the ownership of that?
Patsy and Constance Dandino.
Okay, and that's reflected on page 27 in the packet?
That's correct.
Okay. So did you go out to the property to determine whether there was a violation of any particular city code?
I did.
And when did you go to the property?
I first went to the property December 16th of 2021 at about 1:30 in the afternoon.
And what did you find when you got there?
I identified a short-term renter, Mr. Andrew Durr, from Volusia County. He explained to me that he rented the property for 1 week via Airbnb from the dates of December 18th, 2021 to December 25th of 2021 for the amount of $2,000. He explained that he rented the property from Denise Petrovic, who was later determined to be Denise Dandino, related to the property owner.
Okay, did you fill out a short-term rental investigation form when you did that?
I did.
Okay. So upon finding that, did you determine whether or not this type of use of the property was in violation of the city code?
I did. This property is zoned R1, which does not allow for rentals of less than 6 months.
Did you also take a look at the zoning map that the city uses and determine that it was actually an R1?
That's correct.
And this form that we have on the desk and the special magistrate has a copy of it reflecting where the property is located in a circle, is that correct?
That's right. Any of the properties shaded in yellow are zoned R1.
All right. And short-term rentals are not allowed in R1.
That's correct.
Okay, and what code section of the city code determines that?
34-5, I'm sorry, it's 110-176.
Okay. And that particular code section provides what?
That single-family homes if were to be used as any type of rental, would require a minimum rental period of 6 months or more.
Okay. And did you issue a courtesy notice to the property owner at that time after finding the short-term rental?
That's right. The courtesy letter actually went out prior to that. It went out on 11/29/2021, when I discovered the ad on Airbnb. On 12/16/2021, when I identified the short-term renters in there, I took it a step further and actually made telephone contact with Denise and explained the situation to her, who expressed her understanding.
Okay, so if you could look at the packet then, on page 29 and 30 of the packet, that's the courtesy notice that you sent?
That's correct.
Okay, now I noticed that there are 2 code violations that listed in that particular courtesy notice. You've mentioned one already. What is the other one that's being cited?
The other is the requirement by the city to register the rental as such and participate, obtain a business tax, participate in the rental inspection program.
And that is section 34-503?
That's correct.
Okay. So did you then issue a notice of violation to the property owner?
That's right. After speaking with Denise on the telephone, I told her that I would also issue the notice of violation, that she'd be receiving that in the mail, and provided her with information on how to become compliant.
And is that reflected on pages 32 and 33 of the packet?
That's correct.
When you were searching on the computer for references to the Airbnb, did you find photographs of the property?
I did.
Okay, if you could take a look at page 34 through, it looks like 37, and tell us what those documents reflect.
So that's going to be a copy of the posting that was on Airbnb that depicts a image of the front of the house. It also details that the property is listed by Denise, and the photo of the person renting the property is consistent with known images of Denise Dandino.
Okay. So did you also have printouts then from the Airbnb that reflected the interior of the house?
That's correct.
And did it also reflect a per-night use rate?
That's correct. In that particular listing, it was listed at $228 a night.
All right, so those are pages 34, 35, 36, and 37, and then 38 and 39 are actually the photographs of the front of the building?
That's correct. 38 being a image from the Airbnb ad, 39 being an image I took myself.
Okay. And did the property come into compliance after that?
After I spoke with Ms. Dandino, she explained that she did short-term that property that was on 12/16. However, the renters that were in there short-terming it intended to rent it for an extended period of time. She explained that she would come in, obtain the business tax, and come into compliance with the registration requirements. That did not happen.
Okay. So did the property go into violation again?
That's correct. I monitored the property for a couple of months afterwards, and those original short-term renters that agreed to stay for long-term did remain on the property for several weeks. They did stay longer than traditional short-term rentals, but they did not stay 6 months. I received another complaint that the property was being short-term rented again, and I went back on August 2nd of 2022 at 8:15 in the morning, and I identified another set of short-term renters.
Okay. When you approached the property, did you have your body camera on?
I did.
Okay, and did you have that body camera video today?
I do. We should start there at 2 minutes. I apologize, the video's a little bit blurry. It will clear up. It's the condensation from the air conditioner as I got out into our Florida heat.
But this is your body camera.
That's correct. This is Mr. James Donnelly of Valrico, Florida. Hey, good morning. How are you? I'm Deputy Moran with the Sheriff's Office. I just need to talk to the homeowner. Denise?
Yeah, she's not here. We're just renting the place out as an Airbnb.
Okay, all right, so you're not the homeowner then?
No, sir. Nope.
Okay, all right, well, that's not a problem. Where are you from?
I'm from, we're actually moving. My wife and I were both Air Force.
Oh, perfect.
We lived out in Valrico. We're moving up to Maryland right now.
That's a big change.
Oh, I'm going to miss the heat. I'm going to miss the beach. It's,
Are you still active duty, or are you
I
like a
am,
contractor now?
Nope, I'm active duty. I'm the recruiting flight chief for all of Tampa.
Oh, perfect, yeah, my neighbor, he works down at McDill.
Okay, very cool.
He did something in the Air Force with communications stuff. Now he's working as a contractor. I think he makes more money doing the same
A
thing.
ton more money. A ton
So-
more, I promise.
So how long are you renting this place for?
We're staying here to the 9th.
And what day did you get here?
We got here last Sunday night.
So, this Sunday that just passed, or the week prior?
The previous one. So we've been here for 9 days now.
And so last Sunday, and you're leaving when?
The 9th.
No, so you're leaving the morning of the 9th, or you staying the 9th?
The morning of the 9th.
Okay.
Like, we'll be out of here by 4 or 5 in the morning, if I had to guess.
And how much did you pay for it?
Just under $6,000.
I mean, you say just under, was it close to
It was like $5,900. I can pull up my receipt if I need to.
So, 5,900, and that's for all the days?
Correct, yes, sir.
And you said it was an Airbnb. So the reason I'm asking is, this lady keeps setting this up on Airbnb, and she's not, what she's doing is not legal.
Okay, all right, we can go ahead and end
So
it.
it's kind of a problem. You're fine. It's
Okay.
not, it's not gonna make any difference to you.
You want to stop
You're
it?
not
Yeah,
doing
we can
anything
stop it if
wrong.
you'd like.
Perfect, okay. So as a direct result of that contact, you determined that there was another violation. Did you also create a short-term rental investigation form for that
I
property?
did.
Okay. And that reflect the information that you just went through with the tenant?
That's correct.
Okay. And did you issue a special magistrate statement of violation request for hearing for today's hearing?
I did on August 8th.
And that's reflected on pages 40 and 41 of the packet?
That's correct.
Did you also issue a notice of hearing for today?
I did also on August 8th.
And did you issue an affidavit of service reflecting that you in fact mailed this by regular mail, certified mail, and posted it on the property?
That's correct.
And is that reflected on page 42 of the packet?
It is.
All right. Did you also take photocopies of the posting of the property and the certified mailing?
That is correct.
Okay, is that reflected on pages 46, 47, and 48?
That's correct.
Okay. Is the property in compliance today?
There is nobody in the property today, so yes.
So the purpose of moving forward today is just to establish a violation for future violations?
That's correct.
Okay. All right, I don't have any other questions for you. I would tender into evidence the documents that are starting at page 24 and end at page 48, as well as the two short-term rental investigation forms and the R1 zoning printout. Tender those into evidence.
All right, we'll go ahead and accept into evidence as exhibit number 1, pages 24 through 48 of the exhibit packet. I'll accept into evidence as exhibit number 2, the short-term rental investigation documents as well as the zoning map. And then do you want to put in the body cam footage as exhibit number 3?
Yes, please.
All right. And the documented past violations were from 12/18/21 to 12/25/21, and then July 24th, 2022 to August 9th, 2022. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And I know, Deputy Moran, you said the property is in compliance now. Does that also relate to the registration, or is it still out of, has the owner registered the property pursuant to the code?
She has not registered it yet, but it is not currently being rented, so it wouldn't be subject to the registration until there's more renters in there.
Gotcha, okay, I understand. All right, is the property owner here? Anybody on behalf of the property owner? All right, come on forward, ma'am. And what is your name?
Hi, my name is Denise Dandino.
All right. Ms. Dandino, I'm going to give you a chance in just a few minutes. Tell me anything you want about the property. This is your opportunity to cross-examine Deputy Moran over anything he testified to. So do you have any questions for him about what he testified to?
Yes, sir. I just have a correction to make. I did file the renter's business application back in December, and I did receive confirmation of the actual number assigned to me. So that was done as asked.
All right, any questions you have for Deputy Moran?
No, sir.
All right. I'm going to give you a chance to come back up in just a few minutes, so
Yes.
just sit tight.
Thank you.
Mr. Trask, any redirect for Deputy Moran?
No, thank you.
Any other witnesses for the city?
No.
All right. Okay, ma'am, come on back up. This is your opportunity during the hearing to tell me anything you'd like me to consider in regard to this violation.
Yes, well, I understand that it needed to be a renter's business policy or a renter's business application with the city when I received that letter. So I went ahead and completed that as requested.
All right, anything else you would like to share with me? Any other documents, any other witnesses, anything else you'd like to share with me?
No, sir.
All right, sit tight because Mr. Trask has the opportunity to ask you some questions. So
Okay.
please answer whatever questions Mr. Trask will ask of you.
So, Ms. Dandino, you don't oppose the fact that the property was rented out on December 18th through December 25th, 2021. It was rented out, was it not?
Yes,
Okay. And you did that through Airbnb?
yes.
And that was for a period of less than 6 months?
Yes, I was not aware that there was a short-term policy or short-term period in the city because I have like several neighbors and other people in the area that do rent. So from my understanding, it was something that can be done.
Okay. And you've rented the property since then, since December?
Yes.
How many times have you rented it since December?
In August, I did as well.
Any other time that you rented it?
No,
Okay. So you heard the deputy testify that it was rented from July 24th through August the 9th. You don't dispute that, right?
correct.
Okay. And you were paid approximately $5,900?
No, I was not paid. Airbnb does get that portion.
Okay. But they paid $5,900 into Airbnb, and you got some portion of
A
that?
portion of that,
Okay.
correct.
All right. You understand the fact that you cannot rent this property for less than 6 months at a time now, correct?
Yeah, I just want to clarify, just from my own understanding, I'm kind of new at all this. So in Madeira Beach, I know people that they rent on a short-term basis, and so is my understanding that it can be done. So if I could just clarify what the actual legalities are on that.
So the deputy has testified, and it's the city's position, that's a violation of the city code to rent for less than 6 months at a time in the zoning district that you're in. That is the reason why we're here today, okay? So it
Yes, sir.
can't be done anymore.
Okay.
And ma'am, Mr. Trask represents the city, so he can't give you any legal advice. I would encourage you to seek your own legal advice. What you may be seeing is that it depends on where your property is located as to how long you can have a short-term rental, and there's other variables. I
Okay.
can't give you any legal advice, as I said in the opening. My sole role here is to determine whether a code has been violated. But I would encourage you, after today's hearing, to come talk to the city staff and also
Okay.
seek your own legal counsel as to what's permitted within the city. All right?
Yes, sir, thank you.
All right. Anything else you want to tell me? Any other witnesses you want to bring up? Any other documents?
No.
All right. You can go ahead and have a seat. Now is the portion of the hearing where I will accept any public comment in regard to this particular violation. Are there any members of the public that would like to come forward and provide comment in regard to this particular code enforcement case? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and close public comment. Mr. Trask, I understand that it sounds like, based on testimony, the property is in compliance. However, is the city looking for any sort of particular fine in the event of a repeat violation or a further violation?
not at this point. We're asking that you find that the property was in violation for the purposes of repeat in the future, and should it come back, we'll be asking or providing our recommendations as to the fee based upon the testimony and evidence at that time.
All right, very good. We'll go ahead and close the public hearing. I do find, based upon the evidence provided to me as well as the admission by the property owner, that the property was in violation of the short-term rental ordinance and the registration ordinance in regard to the time period from 12/18/2021 to 12/25/2021, and also July 24th, 2022 through August 9th, 2022. So I'll enter an order just saying there's a violation. And that concludes case number CE-21-0062. All right, let's go on to case number 2021.3355 for the property located at 14230. Mr. Trask, what are we doing on this one?
So this property is back before you. You remember that the original order provided that the property owner was to come into compliance by April 29th. It was not in compliance by that time. There was a request for a expansion of the compliance date. That order was entered by you on January 28th, given a extended compliance date of July 29th. The property owner is working diligently to try to get the property into compliance. He's been notifying us on a regular basis as to his attempts to get things done, and we're asking that you extend the compliance date again another 90 days. I have had some contact with the property owner, and he has had contact with city staff, and I think that we're hoping that 90 days he'll be able to complete that permitting. I know he's here in the audience, so you can.
All right, sir, you want to come forward again? All right. All right, so as you can tell, the city is recommending I enter another order giving you an additional 90 days. I have no problem with that. Is there anything else you want to tell me, sir?
No, I mean, we're trying
All
real
right,
hard.
so what will the new, just so I can put it in the order, what will the new compliance?
October
date be?
29th?
10/29, got it. All right, anything else?
That is it.
Anything else, Mr. Trask?
No, sir.
All right, I'll go ahead and enter the order, extending the compliance deadline to October 29th, 2022, and continuing to retain jurisdiction. All right, is there anything else before me today?
No, that's it.
That concludes the hearing then. Thank you all for coming.